Hi everyone, and today in the Take Action Academy we're going to look at planning, 90 days of planning. Now, I'm a big believer that you need a plan. You've probably heard it all before, and what's quite interesting in the whole process of goals, planning, etc. is this particular stat that we see straight away. 65 to 80% never actually set goals, do planning. And that is a major no-no, because everything we do in the business here at Sales Remedy, which is my business, you're listening to Terry Carney right now, but the business is Sales Remedy that we work with clients from, is that every client has a 90-day plan. And the reason for that is that we know exactly what we're doing every day, every week, and for a 90-day period. Without that type of setting a plan, focus on goals, etc., you're not actually going to sit there and achieve a lot, because with a lot of our clients, we need to know the forward planning strategies of what we're going to be doing in terms of dependent on their products and what product they have and they push out there to market. We need to know when we're doing stuff, why we're doing it. Does it have some, link into a particular time of the year, whether that's Easter, might be Wimbledon's important to that particular client. So we schedule ahead. So right now, we're now into February. So our next 90-day planning session ends at the end of March for each client. We review it. We then set the next 90-day plan of what we're going to be doing. When we do this, we do see results, and the reason we see results is because of the stat you're seeing above my head here, or next to my head, is that 65% to 80% never set goals. And when you're doing that, it's very hard to actually remain focused and controlled on what you're going to be doing in terms of, what am I going to do today, perhaps on my social? What is my focus in getting new clients? Where am I going to find those? What's the process to do that? You've got to understand exactly what you're doing, and it's really fine-tuned down to really understanding what you're knowing to do, rather. Each day you have to be focused. Now, the plan will get you focused. I'm going to talk about one aspect of planning over a 90-day period, because I want to get the importance of this across to you. And actually, it's a fairly simple process to do. And I'll share again, as I've done in previous weeks, I'll share a work document with you so you can actually work through the process that we would normally do here with clients, that I do with myself, how I actually, do my own personal goal setting, my actual business goal setting. So I want to just run you through a very simple, very easy process that you can all do. And if you do it and you stick to it, you will start to get a different result within your business. So let's start to have a little look at this in a little bit more detail. A 90-day plan, well, it will focus you on achieving your goals. As I just stated, when you don't know what you're going to be doing, how are you going to do what you need to do? So this is a really important aspect of getting into the 90-day goal planning process, because once you understand what you're going to be doing, bear with me just a second there. Sorry, the phone pinging away. Once you understand what you're going to be doing, it's very easy to move things forward on many levels within your business. So let's look at how we're going to start to do this planning process and how we can get this working for you. And it's not hard. It really isn't hard. I want you to take that on board. To actually get this working for you in the right way, really not hard. So the first thing you've got to do is determine what your 90-day goals are. So what is it you're going to focus on? And as we just go into this morning, I'm going to give you an example process of what you could focus on. That doesn't mean it's got to be the one that you do, but it's going to give you a good idea of how to start getting focused on particular parts of growing your business, perhaps, or increasing revenue, or doing other particular things that you want to be doing, which is really important. So determine what the goals are. So you need to look at your business right now, or if it's going to be business or it's going to be personal, you really need to look at what your focus is going to be from either of those aspects, whether it's a personal or a business one, and really determine what the goals are going to be that you want to work through. So let's have a little look at what a good example of this would be. And for me, I'm going to show you this particular example because we've worked on it with clients and worked on it personally. And this is purely an example. I'm not saying this is what you've got to focus on every time, but it definitely is a good area to start looking at. So for this example that you're seeing just to the side of my head here, is that you're seeing revenue, time, and create. Now, these are quite important goals and goals that I like to focus on. And as I say, what you're actually doing with these is focusing on them over a 90-day period. So let's look at the first part of this, the revenue. So this is all about, people don't get focused on the type of money that they need in their business and what they need to achieve. So if we look at the revenue aspect right now, let's say, and this is purely, again, this is an example. So take it as an example, just purely working through it so you can actually get into the understanding of what you're going to be focused on. So I'm going to use revenue as the example right now. So the revenue here is £10,000 as the example. And what we're going to say to ourselves is that over the next 90 days, we want to generate £10,000 worth of revenue. How are you going to do that? So the important part of the plan is to set down that £10,000 worth of revenue. Is it going to be, in month 1 of the 90-day plan? Is it going to be month 2? Or is it going to take you 90 days to accumulate that £10,000 worth of revenue that you're looking for? So you've got to understand how you're going to look at the revenue that you want to build. And once you have focused down on what the figure is, and try and set your goal a little bit higher than just sort of what you can achieve. Push yourself a little bit more. You'll be really surprised at how much more you can get in terms of revenue and sales when you start to focus down on figures. It's very easy to stay comfortable and just say to ourselves, I turn over, say, 2,000 every month, so I'll set the target at 2,500. You've only actually got to find an extra £500 worth of revenue to hit that goal, and that, to be honest with you, is not particularly hard to find £500 worth of extra revenue when you're actually doing the right things. And if you refer back to the previous Facebook Lives we've had here and the areas that we've covered, it is about understanding those ideal clients. It is about understanding how you're going to, position yourself, message to those people, and what you're going to get out there. When you actually understand that, and understanding the why, as I said last week in this particular broadcast session, we really focused on the why, and I know a few of you have been working on that out there, and it's great to see the feedback and the emails that I've had, and already you're understanding that process is really important. And actually, for quite a few of you, you found it a challenge. You thought it was going to be a simple, easy process just to come up with the why. But actually, when you know who your ideal clients are, you know why you're in business and what you're there to do, it's going to make things a hell of a lot easier. So go back and look at those videos if you haven't seen them. You will find them on terrycarney.com, you will find them on YouTube, and you will find them on the Digital Discovery Facebook group page if you're a member of that. And it's an open group page on Facebook, so come along and join us. Now, let's get back to the planning here that we're talking about today. So I want to use this as an example. This isn't what you have to do. You can set your goals and what you want to do in a totally different way to what I'm explaining here, but follow the process and the principles and more will happen. So we're going to look at revenue. So we're looking at £10,000 worth of revenue to generate. What we've got to think about here is now the strategies against revenue and the tasks within strategies to achieve what you're going to do. So when we're looking at the strategy and the tasks, it's good to get a piece of paper and just list them out and start to work through them. So, put there, if we're going to look at this particular model that you're seeing up here, so let's look at revenue, put the word revenue, then actually list out about 2 to 5 strategies that you're going to do to create that revenue. So the strategy might be, I'll do some Facebook advertising, I'll go to more networks, I'll put an ad in a local trade magazine that's relevant to me. So work out what the strategy is going to be, and then work out what the task is to achieve the strategy so you actually do it. So it's great saying I'm going to do a Facebook advert, but then you need to start looking at what audience are you going to target. Then you have to generate and create the advert. You have to put it into Facebook. You have to build the campaign. You have to decide, are you going to link that to a landing page? So now you can see the strategies there, but the tasks need to be ticked off as well. So this shows you that this is a real planning process. And if you're going to move through a 90-day plan or a 30-day plan, 60-day plan, whatever works for you, because I'm not saying you have to do a 90-day plan, but if you understand the 90-day process, you will get a lot more from it. And it's very hard when you create a 30-day plan to look at creating very quick results. 30 days goes very quickly. So be realistic with your goal setting in terms of the planning phase. Go above more than you need in terms of what you're trying to achieve from the plan, whether that be revenue, whether that be changes within the business. Push the boundaries, go a little bit more. As I've said before, I've really upped the activity, what we're doing within the business. We were going along at perhaps, sort of a 5 times effort. We're now actually running a 10 times effort to actually get things up and running a little bit better. So really important that we focus down on activity and get us doing more of what we need to do. Really important right now. So when we start to look at the revenue, go back to what the strategies are going to be. How are you going to generate that revenue? So list out, it might be networking. The task then is to find the right networks and when you're going to go along to those networks. Really important to really get those tasks written down and ticked off, because if you have the strategy, you have the task to each of the elements within the plan, you're actually going to get it done and you're actually going to get better results. So that's the revenue aspect of this particular example that I'm showing right now. In terms of time, now time is such an issue that I see that comes at me, time after time, as you could say. It's always been thrown back at us. The biggest thing I always hear is I don't have time. There's not enough time in a day. I could do with an extra day in the week. And to me, but it's all crap, because we all have the same amount of time. It's just how you use the time. And there's people out there that are getting great results who have no more hours than you. They just use them more effectively. And I'm not going to be boring and start to go on about time management, what you should be doing in that area. That is another thing we can talk about. But the 90-day plan will help you become more focused on time. And one of the big recommendations I always say to clients, and when we're working with people, is get yourself a little timer, put it on your desk, and actually, try and get a digital one that runs throughout the day, so accumulates minutes, hours, etc. And start your day and be realistic with it. Start it, and when you're actually doing work, let it run. When you actually stop doing some work, so I'm talking going to the toilet, I'm talking making tea, getting a drink of water, going to get some lunch, whatever it is, stop the timer. And then keep doing that throughout a day, stopping and starting, but you only ever start it when you're actually doing real work, and you stop it when you're not doing work. You'll be surprised at how many hours you actually work. And if you start to focus on that, it will be shocking for you initially. So let's go back to time in terms of the 90-day plan process here. I've got time and I've got delegate. Well, what we're trying to do here is create more time for say, me in this particular scenario. So I'm looking to create more revenue. Let's get the figures up. And I'm looking for more time in a day, time in a week, time in a month, time in my 90-day plan, whatever it is that I want to excel at. So I'm looking at delegating here because, again, coming back to something that I've mentioned in the past that you may have seen in emails that you get from me, videos you may have seen, is the 80-20 rule. And this is really about making sure that you're doing the right tasks that generate the business for you. So, if 20% of your effort generates 80% of what you need to do, then you've really created some great time delegation, time focus, and, dare I say it, time management. And the way to really do that is to look at the tasks within a business. And I've mentioned this before, and people found it very interesting and questioned it. And when I explained it, they actually got how important it was to understand this, is to look at your own value. What do you value yourself at? If I go out to a business, half a day is £500. That's my value. £1,000 for a day, £125 for an hour, etc. Whatever I'm doing, and I apply those hours to the tasks that I need to do. So what I do with tasks and creating a better time process here is to actually look at a task and say to myself, is that time that I should be spending on that? Because that's my value. Is it a £10 task? Is it a £100 task? Is it a £1,000 task? And when I use 10, 100, 1,000, what I'm talking about is the money that you can make from actually doing that particular task. So what I actually do within the business is to look at a £10 task, and I delegate that out to my team. A certain member within the team will pick up that task and run with it. A £100 task will be delegated out to a team member again. Certain part of the team will pick up on that, who I know could deal with that task and get the value for me from that £100 task. I don't want to do the £100 task because really I want to be working on the £1,000 tasks where the bigger money is and probably the bigger skill need is and a bit more time from me. But if I'm trying to do the £10, the £100 and the £1,000, the day turns into chaos, the weeks disappear, and actually 90 days down in our plan process, if we work that way, we won't have achieved the things that we want to achieve. So really important that you understand how to delegate time. So one of the big things to start looking at is really what are you good at? What are you not good at? Who could help you? Where can you outsource? Don't sit there for weeks, months trying to develop your own website. While you're doing that, you're losing opportunities, you're losing sales. It's the wrong focus. So come to someone like myself who can help you, or go elsewhere to someone who can help you in terms of building that website. I understand budgets are always a constraint. There's people out there that can build very cheap websites. You get what you pay for. That's another thing we'll talk about one day, how to not end up with what I call a webshite, because there's lots of them out there. They don't work. And when we put them right, clients see much, much better conversions and sales through their websites. So look at what you're going to do. So, where's your value? Where can you make your money? There's no point you doing a £10 task if you could be somewhere else making £500. So time, delegation, look at it. Now, we've got the create part of this particular example of the 90-day process here. And what I'm talking about here is spending some time to create the things that you need to do to generate the sales or changes within your business. So I've put against the create process here the sales funnel. Now, for me, sales funnels are at the heart of everything that we do. It's great knowing your ideal clients. It's fantastic that you've established your why and you know where you're going. But if you don't have a sales funnel and you're not going out to market and you're drawing people, into that funnel, and do think funnel, wide at the top, narrow at the bottom, we're drawing people in, we drop them through a process and we turn them into clients. Now, you've got to have a sales funnel, because I see people sit there trying to get sales, saying they haven't got sales, things are not going particularly well. And 9 times out of 10, and actually even with people, let me just make this very clear, even with people that have put sales funnels in place, is that quite often they're leaking, they're not getting the opportunities they want because they don't know how to really create the sales funnel effectively, or they've missed the gaps. It's very easy to read, listen to gurus, take on information, and sometimes, there are gaps in what these guys are telling you and some of the processes that are out there. And if you miss those gaps, you have a leaky sales funnel. If you have no sales funnel, you do have quite an issue, and you've got to look at creating that sales funnel. And again, as we go through the weeks of me jumping on here at Facebook Live and sharing with you, I'm going to explain what these processes are and what we do and what a sales funnel is and how you create one. And we're going to talk about lead magnets and tripwires, core offers. These are all the things that people don't realize are so important to their business and most are ignoring. So if you want to know more about that right now and you can't wait to see the next video where I can actually go into a bit more depth on that, you're more than welcome to contact me on wherever you're seeing this, whether it's on the group page, YouTube, in other areas that I place videos. If you're seeing it, contact me if you want to know more and accelerate the process and jump in. But if that's not for you right now and you want to carry on working through this with me, then you need to create a sales funnel. So what you need to do, again, bit of planning, is decide, you should know by now, hopefully if you've joined me over the last few weeks and you've done the work, you should know your ideal clients and you should know why you're in business. Your why will give you much stronger marketing messages and a better way of positioning yourself. It will help you create better content to put in the process of the sales funnel. In terms of your ideal clients, if you worked on that and you know where they are, then Facebook is just sitting there for you to go and find people that want your service, want your product, because within Facebook you can create some fantastic audiences. And if you've got a website right now, you should also have your Facebook pixel on there, and you should be creating, retargeting campaigns, and you can actually create lookalike audiences. So what you can actually do is the people that are visiting your website right now can be collected as a list within Facebook. And you can retarget those people. But not only can you do that, you can also then create a lookalike audience and say to Facebook, go and find me more people just like the people visiting my website and let me target them. So how good is that? And if you're not doing that, you're not creating your sales funnel. And what your sales funnel is going to be about is knowing your ideal clients. Where are they? You put your ad together, saying Facebook, LinkedIn, local magazine, wherever it is that you want to do it. And all, don't dismiss anything right now. I'm about digital transformation and doing things online, but I'm not going to ignore some of the offline opportunities as well, which we can draw together. You can dovetail this stuff in terms of what you do online and offline, and pull it together, which is really, really important. It's not for every business, but this is where you should know your strategy and what you're actually doing and the best ways to work with your business. And if you ignore those areas, then, again, you're going to end up with what we call the leaky sales funnel process. There could be an opportunity that you're not doing that means your funnel breaks down. So these are all things that you need to test and measure and work on. So again, in this scenario, what we've done is over 90 days, we're going to focus on revenue. We're going to focus on time. Make sure that you're using that effectively, because if you're going to work on your plan and you put enough in place to actually keep you focused and generating things to do and things to look at and bits to measure, you're going to need a little bit more time, because most of you don't spend any time on your business. In real terms, each week there should be one day of your working week focused on your business. So let's equate 8 hours as a particular working day. For me, do a few more hours than that, but that's my choice, and I love what I do, and it's all part of how we work. But if you're going to find at least 8 hours each week to market your business, then it's really important that you focus down on what you're going to do in those 8 hours for one, and you actually find that time and generate it. So what you're actually going to do within that time frame is to actually start looking at pushing your business. Those hours that you're going to generate, those 8 hours, you could actually do of an evening. You could get into the office in the morning, say at 7, and do between 7 and 8 to actually focus on trying to push your business a little bit more and create your funnel. There's lots of information online, or get in contact with me and I'll tell you more about creating the funnel and how you need to do that. So find those times, get that extra time in your business to work on it. So really important, that part of the process. So you do have lots of time to create your funnel, create your plan, and get really focused down on it. So how are you going to achieve all this? Well, what you need to do is determine. So let's just go back over what you've seen so far. Go back over and look at, start the video again, run it through and listen to what I'm saying here, because it's really important. So what you need to do is determine what you're going to focus on, revenues. You're going to look at perhaps time, and you're going to look at creating things within the business that you need to do to change it or increase your sales. So look at how you're going to do that, and then how are you going to achieve this? You're going to achieve it by actually focusing on what I've just said. What is the strategy to achieve the elements of the goal that you've put together? What are the tasks that link to the strategy to make that deliverable? So that's how you're going to achieve it. And I'll show you a very simple document. I'll share it on the page, or contact me if you want it sooner. It might not happen today. There's lots going on. But if you want that document, contact me and I'll share it, as I say, within the next few days. Really simple process, just a few areas to fill in, write some detail in and work through, and you'll actually see how simple it is to start creating a plan. We actually create bigger plans for clients, and we use Google Docs, so me and my team can all share it and see what the plan is about. Plus, we can share it with a client so they can see what's happening, have their input. Now, that's a really big 90-day plan process, not in terms of a big challenge and loads of time, but it's a bigger picture. We're really focusing on much bigger tasks in terms of what are we going to be doing on a daily basis, what are the blogs we're producing, what are we going to be writing them about, where do they link with the business, seasonal, market movements, how does that all work? And that's really important, that 90-day plan process. What we're talking about here is a more simplified process, which is to get you more focused on the goals that you want to achieve. And please, don't look at the example I put through and think that's what it's all about. It's not about revenue, time, and creation. For me, that is a really good plan example process if you want more money and more sales within your business, and you need to create the things to achieve that. So as we said, the sales funnels, and look at your time. Please, this aspect of time, can I stop seeing it in so many, Facebook pages, network pages, people saying, I haven't got time, I've never got any time, I can't do this, I can't get there. It just drives me insane because you actually have so much time. You have no more than me. I'm in the office early this morning, get ready to do this. This Facebook Live process is about generating content. Okay, it's going to take 30 minutes of me actually doing this. But I've created the content which then can be posted to YouTube, to my actual website, to my group pages, to go on LinkedIn. And what it's doing is it's creating content and it's creating a visual aspect to me and the awareness that I'm looking for. So this is part of my plan. I've planned this in every Thursday to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning. And if you want to join me, great. And if you don't, I don't really care because I'm generating the content for me. So this is part of my plan. This is part of a creation element of a plan. I'm creating a sales funnel process in terms of awareness, who I am, and doing a video and actually getting it out there and getting it on the right sites. Lots of people, again, all this year and continually won't do any of this. And, I say to you, I can't help you if you're not going to do, if you're not going to get focused, if you're not going to do things like plans, if you're not going to understand ideal clients, if you're not going to understand your why, and elements that we're going to move on to in the coming weeks, such as, your positioning, your promoting, who do you partner with, what packages have you got? If you don't understand that process, you are just going to carry on getting what you've always got because you're doing what you've always been doing. It's a really important way to really get yourself to another level. It is to plan. It is to understand, and as you've just seen pop up on the screen here, strategies and tasks. Sit there, get some time out and start to plan what your strategies are for what you want to achieve. So if your goal is more revenue, or it might be, I've got 5 clients, I want 10 clients. If you're going to get 10 more clients, how are you going to do that? You've got to have a strategy to do that. That isn't just going to happen. You might get lucky and pick up 1 or 2 clients, but if you really, really want 10, and I'd say if you've gone from 5 to 10, actually you should be looking at 15, set your goals a little bit higher. It's very easy to become, the usual mindset that we have, and going back to our chimp brain going, oh, don't push yourself, don't make it too hard, make it easy, because you can get 5, get another 5, it's not particularly hard. Go and get yourself another 10. Push the boundaries. And if you end up with 12, actually, you'll be damn pleased with what you've achieved. Your revenue from an extra 7 clients will make quite a difference. You'll be surprised. Small numbers, small actions create big tasks. They really do. So what we need you to do right now is take on board what I've said here. Realise that what we do for us as a business, for me as an individual, for our clients that are out there, and if any of you are catching up on this, good to see you. Make sure that you're sticking to your plans, guys. You get it shared every month. You know how we're working with you. You know what we're doing. That is typical of what we do. And it's the dynamic. I think one of the biggest dynamic changing parts of what we offer as a consultancy and what I do with clients is to create plans and get people focused. Because not once have I gone into a client and they've got a rock solid plan and they know what they're going to be doing over the next 90 days. Never seen it yet. And as soon as we do that, everything changes. It's the eureka moment. My God, we've got a plan. We know what we're going to talk about. We know what we're focused on. So look at the planning. Look at how you're going to do that over the next 90 days. Work out the areas that you want to be focused on. And, and start it simple. Look at 3 particular areas that you want, to focus on, get more of. The example in this was all about revenue, was all about, creation, was about time. They're really, it's not a bad place to start. I'll be honest with you. I don't want you to all think I'm just money and sales focused. It's a big part of what I do and where my mindset and skill set sits. But in terms of getting yourself started, it's not a bad process to want more revenue in your business, to create better time, to do the things that you do, the delivery of what you offer. And also, learn to delegate. Don't do those tasks that you shouldn't be doing. And create, once you can unlock being so busy, you can be more creative, because we're all far too busy on things that, with all due respect, most of the time don't matter, don't make you money. You'll sit there drifting in and out of Facebook. You'll go to networks where you're not actually meeting ideal clients. You're not creating revenue opportunities. Look at that stuff. You're not realising how much that is costing you on the bottom line, holding you back and stopping you making really good revenue, meeting the right clients and pushing your business forward. So that's today's focus on the Facebook Live, the 90-day plan process. go back to the beginning of this video, look for it again. I'm going to share the workbook that goes with this. Depending on where you're seeing the video, the workbook may be there or may not be there. You will always find it on the Digital Discovery Facebook group page. Come and find us there. Actually, you'll find the actual URL on Facebook is facebook.com/traffic avalanche. That will take you straight to the page. And that page was initially built and showing people how to create more traffic to their websites from when I did my digital discovery workshops, which were, again, another way of really getting my time working effectively, to get 20 people in the room for me to be able to run through, show them what I do, show them what my knowledge is, and actually what my offering was a big eureka moment. And that's how we generated a lot of awareness, client opportunities, referrals, lots of talking, word of mouth about me and our offering. And that was a very good process, and that was a sales funnel process. I'm going to talk more about the sales funnel process in the coming weeks. And I'm going to talk about really, things that are really, really important to you, understanding your positioning, how you package yourself, how you promote, how can you partner so you can get to more information and actually get more sales working with other people. Don't become the defensive business owner and worry about the competition so much. Focus on you. Who else can help you do that? But they're things we're going to talk about. Right now, this has all been about the 90-day plan. I hope you found this helpful. I'm Terry Carney. I'm going to switch off now and disappear, but I will be back again next Thursday. I appear here every Thursday at 8 a.m. to record the content, to share, I feel, really good value information, tips and advice with you, completely free of charge. My clients pay really good fees to work with me on a one-to-one basis, and the team here. So you're getting good value. So make sure you come in. Make sure you keep regular watching of the videos. If you can't join us at 8 in the morning, share the videos, tell other people about this information, and give me some feedback on your 90-day plans. As I say, the actual PDF workbook will go into the Facebook page, and then it's down to you to do the work. If you need help, talk to me. If you want to ask questions, find us on email or on the Facebook page. But do the work. Actually get down and get a plan and stick to it. We're not far away now from the 1st of March. Make a goal of starting from the 1st of March through for the next 90 days. Review it and see what the results are. Come back and share it with me, and I think you'll find that you've had a changing element within your business in whatever you focused on over the 90 days. See you all soon. Goodbye.